All right. So the first update we made live was with in-app answering. If you are on the enterprise account, it's included in your account for everyone in your account. If you are on the basic or the pro account, it's a $50 per month add-on, but it's not $50 per month per user. It's $50 for everybody on your team. So we try to make it very reasonable, where I was using Ring Central in my business, and I was paying about like 35 to 40 bucks per person. So we're canceling that and just having everybody over to that. So we wanted to make it where it was affordable. So $50 a month. How you upgrade that is you go into manage numbers, you go into call flow, and you go into any of the call flow. For your existing call flow, everything is going to be set to number forward, and then you'll have whatever number your call was forwarding to. So if you want to upgrade to in-app answering, just select from the drop down, select REsimpli in-app answering. If you are on basic or pro plan, you'll see a pop-up that says, hey, this is going to be $50 per month add-on. So once you confirm that, you will be able to select whoever you want the call to be forwarded to. So you can go into any call flow, just select from incoming call action, just select REsimpli in-app answering. Again, if you're on enterprise plan, you just select it. That's kind of what I did in my account. And then you will be able to select who do you want the call to be forwarded to. And then the calls are being forwarded to based on the role. So that's pretty cool. So you're not having a call be forwarded to an individual user, but you actually select the role that you want the call to be forwarded to. So the way it works, let me cancel out a bit. So let's say if I have this call flow, test call flow, and you set up, everything is the same. The only thing that changes is REsimpli app answering. And then you select who do you want the call to be forwarded to. One thing to keep in mind is, and it's nothing on our end, it's the backend provider that we use, Clevo. If you're using REsimpli in-app answering, do not use the enable whisper message. It will not register the hash that you do when you're having the call forwarded to your cell phone. So we are working with Clevo on that. They should make an update that will get pushed to REsimpli app by end of this week or next week. But just for now, if you're using REsimpli in-app answering, do not use enable whisper message. So the way it's gonna hold on, let me see. Tom, it should show the buyer number if it wasn't on the app. So once you answer the call, then it should show the name. So let me know if it did not show the name even after you answered. So the message that you sent me, I had my team look into it. It's like a 1 second or 2 second delay for the name to show up, kind of the scenario that you sent me. But when you initially answer the call, it's going to just show the number and it's going to say REsimpli answer or something. But once you answer the call, then it will show the name and other information of the buyer or the seller. Again, that's a little bit of a limitation we have from Apple and Android. They control what screen we can show on the initial first time when you're answering the call. There's basically, okay, I'll get that checked into if you have that going on. If you can, Tom, if you don't mind, just send me which lead it happened with, then we'll look into it and then let you know. And just, it is $50 per month for all numbers. Correct. It is $50 per month for all numbers, for all users. It's not per number charge or per user charge. It's $50 across your entire platform. So if you have one number or if you have 100 numbers, it's $50 per month across all the numbers. So there's no limit on how many users and how many numbers you can attach it with. So Tom, if you can send me which call that happened with, and I'll have my team look into it and see why it just kept ringing on the app. So, but once you do this, so this is how you would set it, your call flow. So the existing call flow that you have, it doesn't change anything with that. If you want to go in and have the in-app answering enabled, you just select REsimpli in-app answering, select the role that you want to call to be forwarded to, and then it's going to start ringing for that person. So whoever is the owner for the lead, it's going to ring on their number. And if you have, after the owner doesn't pick up, if you want to have it go to acquisition manager, then it'll go to acquisition manager. And then if you want to have it go to your, let's say, your disposition manager, then it'll go to the disposition manager. And this is what it's going to look like. So Mike has a question. Can the calls go to multiple acquisition manager, multiple phone ring? Yes, it can. And I'll show you kind of what that looks like. But let me make a quick call. So I'm going to select this number to, this number to call. Make sure the call goes through from Google Voice. Yep. So once you call, this is what the pop-up is going to look like. So this phone number is attached with these leads, and 3 properties in list stacking. So I'm seeing 2. There's 1 more that's attached with it. And then if you want to answer the call, you just click answer, and the call is going to get answered. And then if you want to see which let me mute. All right. If you want to see which properties are attached with leads, you can click right here. See which ones are attached with list stacking. You can click right here. So it's as simple as that. So this way, when you're having a conversation, mute on Google One. So when you're having a conversation with someone, you know exactly who you're talking to. I mean, I have this number saved as second number in the name. And then I can see this person, you know, the latest lead is 8190 Park Lane. I can click right here. It'll take me to that property. So you can see it took me to that property. And this is where I have the information saved as second number. If I want to go back, I click right here. These are the other 2 properties that the seller has attached. And then list stacking is when I click here, it shows me the 3 properties that are attached with this. So that's how you answer the call. And the same thing is going to happen on the app, but on the app, the difference is, let me call back. So if I call back, when I get a call, the initial pop-up that you get on the call, Apple and iPhone doesn't allow all this information to be to show on the initial screen. So you'll just see the number and it'll say REsimpli service or something. And then once you answer, then you can see all the leads and list stacking properties that this phone number is attached with. So that's the only thing. On web, we have more control on the UI, so we can show you the properties that lead is attached with, and then the list stacking properties it's attached with. Let me look at the question. So Mike has a question: can the calls go to multiple acquisition managers, multiple phone rings? Yes. So if I go back to my call flow, if I go into test call flow, so if I select, for example, my acquisition manager, so Mike, what's going to happen in this case is, let's say when the call comes in initially for my campaign and I have 5 acquisition managers, it's going to ring on all 5 of those acquisition managers on web. If they're logged into web, it's going to ring on all 5 of them. If they're logged into the app, it's going to ring on all 5, Android, iOS, whatever it might be. And then once somebody picks up the call, the other 4 will get disconnected. And then the second time the call comes in, once the lead has been assigned to an acquisition manager, it will only ring to whoever the acquisition manager is for that specific lead. And what you can do is, so you can also mix and match how you're using in-app answering and the phone number. So I can have it, so if I take this out, like initially when it comes in, it goes to the owner. If the owner doesn't pick up on the web version or the app version, then it should ring, for example, this phone number. So you can mix and match, having it ring on the your web app, your iOS and Android, and then actually go to a phone. And then after that, you know, you can have it go to the voicemail. So you can fully customize it. You don't have to use REsimpli in-app answering just with REsimpli. You can have it go to a voice phone number and then go to you know, based on a role. So you can use however you want, and you can have it ring to multiple people. So if the lead is not assigned, it'll ring to multiple people. Once the lead is assigned to someone, then it'll only go to whoever the owner or acquisition manager or disposition manager is. Odie has a question: under single forward, once you select in-app, can the call also be forwarded to the lead manager? I didn't see that option. So I don't have a role of lead manager here. That's why you don't see it. But if I did, it's only showing me the roles that I actually have in my business. So if I went in and I added somebody to a role of lead manager, then you'll start seeing that role pop up here. So I don't have that, but yeah, whatever roles you have, you'll see lists of those roles see here.